Okay, so to get started, just tap on the green plus sign, choose your rule set. We'll go with Pathfinder rules for this character. You can also use no rules. Once you get there, tap your avatar button, and this is actually what's going to be used to represent your character on the map, on the 3D map. Drag your avatar in, the one you want, and release it. Then tap character name. We'll call this guy Korg the Destroyer. Once you type that, just tap done. Then go down to alignment, and when you tap this, you're going to be presented with the 9 alignment types. Pick whichever one suits your character or your playstyle, and you'll see it populate. Race also has an avatar, although this avatar will not be shown. It's just, to help you kind of identify the races quicker. We'll go with half orc, so again, tap, drag, and release into the window. For deity, type in whatever deity your character follows. I didn't get too creative there. And the same thing for homeland, just type in whatever homeland your character's from. These are free text fields, so you can type in really whatever you want. XP, you can leave it at 0, or if your character's starting at a different level, just tap the place value, you get a little plus minus sign, and you populate it. Same thing here now, size, it should be pre-populated, but you can change it. Reach is set to 0, but we'll go ahead and change that to 5. Again, tap, just backspace, cover up that 0, and then select the number 5, and done. Sex, male or female, drop down, just select. Age, free text, type in whatever age you want. And pretty much height and weight and hair are also free text fields, so you can fill these out however you see fit. Just kind of making up these numbers as I go along. Our character is bald, so we'll put none for hair, and for eyes, we'll give him red eyes. Why not? Background story is another text field. You can type as much or as little as you want here, just to kind of develop up your character's background. I'm just going to put background story goes here. And that's pretty much it for the background section. Next, we'll move to the abilities tab. So you just tap that on the left, and before you do anything, you have to actually unlock the abilities. They come set to locked as default. So tap the lock button to release them. You can choose what ability method you want to generate your scores with, and there's several there. This one is a point-based system, so you just tap on the ability you want to modify, and you'll see that as you add points, it subtracts from the pool above until you have none left. And the point system does track exactly how many points you're spending. As you know, the more points you spend on a certain attribute, the more it costs. So you want to spend that until you get to 0. Once you're happy with everything, tap the lock icon again, and now the scores are locked. Also notice the modifiers are set on the right. Next comes skills, and here you can allocate skill points as you see fit. The system doesn't reinforce exactly how many skill points you get, so we leave it up to the player and the GM to keep everything honest. And you'll find a listing of all the skills here, and just allocate skill points. These are getting updated into your character sheet as you go along. Feats, flaws, and traits work in a similar way. You tap and add feats. These are listed alphabetically, so you find the feat that you want, tap on it, and it gets populated on the left. And again, we don't really keep track of how many feats you're given. It's up to the players and the GMs to decide. Some people do have house rules or make modifications, so we just decided that it was easier, to leave it player and GM enforced. Once you select all the feats that you are going to use for this character or for this level, you can then go down and scroll and tap add traits. These are free text, and you save them. And the same thing with flaws. So you just tap on add flaws, give it a name. We'll put talkative for this one, and the description of the flaw or how it impacts the character. And again, traits work the same way. It's the name, the description, and then you save it. So as you finish typing this in, press done, tap save, and you'll see it populated over on the left. Okay, now we'll look at weapons, armor, and equipment. We'll start with weapons. We'll go ahead and tap weapons, then tap add, and it's going to bring up this selection window here. You tap and hold the bottom scrubber button there, and when you see a weapon you want, you tap, drag, and release into the window. That adds a weapon to your inventory, and you can see the stats they're represented. You can also add your own notes in case it's a different kind of weapon or a magical weapon or really whatever else you want to do. Tap add to add another weapon, and the procedure is the same. Just tap, drag, and release, and that will add another weapon to your inventory. We can scroll down and we'll tap add one more time, and let's go ahead and get some crossbow bolts for our crossbow that we just added. So kind of went past it. There it is. There it is. And again, tap, drag, and drop. And that's how you add weapons. Armor works exactly the same way. You have the scrubber panel. You select an armor you want, tap, drag, and release. And when you're done there, you can just go to the next category. Equipment, same thing. Also notice that as you're doing all these steps, they're being saved, so you never have to try to save your work or save your character sheet. As you go to the next tab, your progress is saved automatically, which is nice. Again, equipment, same exact format. And we'll do the money now. So money is just like XP. You tap the place value you want, and you just basically increase or decrease the amount that you need or have, and go through all of these, and just we'll start with one platinum piece. Why not? Okay, we're gonna jump forward to the details column or tab, and here we can just fill out these properties. Armor class, you notice you can actually add in your own armor bonus. Again, not enforced by the system, so you can give yourself ridiculous armor bonuses if you want, but that's enforced by the players and the GM. The notes tab, you can add in whatever notes you like. And when you go to your character sheet, you'll notice that the hit points are actually at 0. So the one thing you do have to do is go back to your details tab and go ahead and type in your hit points. Again, not enforced by the system, so you can give yourself as many or as little hit points as your character has. Once you add that in, you'll notice that there's two bars. There's a red bar and a green bar. The red bar is basically your non-lethal damage, and the green bar are your hit points. So I went ahead and decreased them all the way to 0, and I increased them all the way back up, and you can see the green bar filling in and the HP non-lethal bar filling in as well. That's it. There's your first character. Congratulations.